Bonjour les Yonine, c'est notre première leçon de la semaine 5. Écrivez la date et le titre. Lundi 1er février ou jeudi 4 février. Le titre, c'est Calendrier des fêtes. Aujourd'hui, le starter, écrivez les expressions que vous voyez. Joyeux Noël, joyeuse Pâques, bonne année, joyeux anniversaire, bonne fête des mères, bonne chance, joyeuse Saint-Valentin. Once you've copied them down, translate them into English. All these phrases are used in French to wish something to someone. You can pause now and complete the task. Ok, on va corriger. Alors, joyeux Noël is Merry Christmas. Joyeuse Pâques, Happy Easter. Bonne année, Happy New Year. Joyeux anniversaire, Happy Birthday. Bonne fête des mères, Happy Mother's Day. Bonne chance is good luck. And joyeuse Saint-Valentin is Happy Valentine's Day. Ok, on continue. Les objectifs aujourd'hui et pour toute la semaine, on va comprendre le vocabulaire sur les traditions françaises. On va utiliser le vocabulaire dans des exercices d'écoute et de compréhension écrite. Et on va évaluer nos progrès et se donner des objectifs pour les prochaines leçons. Everything I just said is written on the slide. The main topic this week is learning about French celebrations. Okay? Alors, pour commencer, connect to Kabodo, log into Kabodo. Remember, if you have any issue logging into Kabodo, you need to contact your teacher. Make sure you complete all activities that are set on Kabodo. Exercice 1, page 102. It's a listening exercise. I've put the example for the first answer. 1er mai is la fête du travail et la fête du muguet. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you need to match the date with the right name for the celebration. Don't just write 1 matches D. Copy out the phrase for 1 and the phrase for D, like I've done on the slide. Extension, what is muguet and what do they say about muguet? Off you go, complete the task. Pause the video now. Ok, alors on va corriger. So number 1 was 1er mai, fête du travail et fête du muguet. It's the celebration of work and celebration of muguet. Muguet is a lily of the valley. Did you spot what they said about it? They said that le muguet porte bonheur. It brings luck. So muguet is considered as good luck charm in a way. Number 2, 8 mai. Est-ce que vous avez trouvé la réponse pour le 8 mai? Le 8 mai, c'est la victoire de la Seconde Guerre mondiale 1939-1945. So 2 matches C. Numéro 3, 11 novembre. Le 11 novembre, c'est l'armistice de la Première Guerre mondiale 1914-1918. So 3 matches A. Number 4, 14 juillet. This is obviously la fête nationale française, prise de la Bastille de 1789. So 4 matches E. And finally 5, 14 février, c'est la Saint-Valentin, Valentine's Day, 5 matches B. All these days are bank holidays apart from Valentine's Day, but but all the other ones are very important in the French year. So people don't go to work on those days, and schools are closed for the bank holiday. Okay. Autre fête importante. Now you need to do research on the internet. There are many important celebrations throughout the year in France. There is a big event that is called Epiphanie. I think I have told you about this. You'll need to find out when this is celebrated. Then you need to look for la fête des mères, Mother's Day, la fête des pères, Father's Day, la fête de la musique, music celebration, and la fête de la Saint-Nicolas. Extra, what celebrations do you have in the UK that French people don't celebrate? Off you go. Pause now. Alors, on va corriger. L'Épiphanie is the 6th of January. This is when French people eat the galette des rois, you know, the famous cake with the puff pastry and almond paste as a filling, you know. This is celebrated throughout January, actually, but the official day for this is the 6th of January. La fête des mères is on the last Sunday of May. So Mother's Day, is not on the same day as it is in England. In France, it's usually in May or the first Sunday of June. That's when we celebrate our mothers. La fête des pères is the third Sunday of June. La fête de la musique is a huge celebration in France, and it always takes place on the 21st of June. It's the start of the summer, and it's a big celebration. We will do an activity in the third lesson this week on la fête de la musique. La fête de la Saint-Nicolas, c'est le 8 décembre, et c'est une fête célébrée dans le nord de la France. It's a celebration that is only in the north of France and the east of France. And Saint Nicholas is basically very similar to Santa. It's the ancestor of Santa. So it's the start of the Christmas celebrations, in a way, in the north and the east of France. Then, extra, you had to find out what celebrations you have in the UK that French people do not celebrate. So there is Guy Fawkes Night. Obviously, this is an event that happens in England, and this is not celebrated in France. Boxing Day does not exist either. St. George's Day does not exist in France. And any celebration related to the monarchy is not celebrated, obviously, because France is a republic. So when you celebrate the Queen's Jubilee, for example, this is not something that is celebrated in France. Okay? On continue. Maintenant, on va faire une activité de compréhension écrite et orale. Alors, I'm going to read both texts, Thomas and Salome, and you'll need to follow as I'm reading and find out the answer for A, B, C, D, E, F. It's either Thomas or Salome. Have a look at the questions first, and then I'll start reading. Ok. Ma fête préférée. Moi, c'est le 1er avril parce qu'on fait des blagues au téléphone ou au collège. On colle des poissons en papier dans le dos des copains. C'est marrant. L'année dernière, j'ai mis un poisson dans le dos de ma mère et elle n'a rien vu. Toute la journée, elle a gardé le poisson. Mon père et moi avons beaucoup ri. Thomas. Et maintenant, Salomé. Moi, c'est le 21 juin, parce que c'est la fête de la musique. Il y a des concerts gratuits dans toutes les villes. L'année dernière, mon copain Antoine a joué avec son groupe de rock, donc je suis allée le voir. Le soir, on a vu 2 concerts gratuits au parc et on a dansé sur du rap. J'ai adoré le concert parce que j'ai vu mon groupe préféré. C'était fantastique car il faisait super beau et on a dansé jusqu'à 1h du matin. Salomé. You've got some help on the slide. Une blague is a joke or a trick. And coller is to stick. Off you go, answer the questions of the exercise. Is it either Thomas or Salomé? You can pause now. Once you're done, you need to find the connectives and the time expressions in both texts. Make a list in your book. Then find the verbs in the imperfect tense. And then find the verbs in the present tense and the perfect tense. Off you go. You can pause now. Ok, on va corriger. Alors, who plays tricks on friends? It was Thomas. Who laughed a lot? It was Thomas as well. You can see, he says it here. My dad and I have laughed a lot. Rire is the past participle of the verb rire, to laugh. C, who saw 2 free concerts? It was Salomé. She said it here. On a vu, we saw, 2 concerts. D, it's Salomé who saw her favorite group. She says it here. I love the concert because I've seen my favorite band. Then E was Thomas. He's the one who sticks paperfish on people's back. He says it here. He talks about the 1st of April and he says we stick paperfish to the back of friends. And F was Salomé. She says she had nice weather here because she says it was fantastic because it was very sunny. Il faisait beau means it did beautiful, literally. But it's a way to describe the weather and say that it was sunny. About the 1st of April, in France, it's a big tradition for kids to decorate, to create paper fish and try and trick people and stick it on their back. If you visit a French school on the 1st of April, you'll see lots of kids doing this. They love doing it. And people also make jokes and trick people on that day. Now, you had to find connectives and time expressions. So, in the first text, you had l'année dernière, last year. As a connective, you had parce que. As a time phrase, you had toute la journée. And that's it. In the other text, as a connective, you had parce que as well. Then you had l'année dernière as a time expression, last year. As a connective, you had a fantastic one here, donc, therefore. I strongly recommend that you use this word, donc, therefore. Then you had le soir, which is a time phrase. It means in the evening. Then again, you had parce que, because. You had car, for, to connective. And jusqu'à 1h du matin, until 1 a.m. That's a time expression. Then you had to find the verbs in the imperfect tense. Did you find any in the first text? There was not any in that text. Did you find any in Salome's text? Yes, there were some of them. Let's have a look. It was in the last paragraph. She's describing here how the atmosphere was. Okay, she used c'était, that's the verb être in the imperfect tense. And she used the verb faire in the imperfect tense to describe the weather when she was at the festival. These were the only two verbs in the imperfect tense. As you can see, the perfect tense is much more common than the imperfect. Yeah. Then you had to find verbs in the present tense and the perfect tense. So, in the present tense, you had c'est, then you had fait, colle, and then et, again, c'est. Then j'ai mis was in the perfect tense. It's the verb mettre, to put, in the perfect. And then you had elle n'a rien vu, that's the verb voir in the perfect tense. She did not see anything. Okay. Then elle a gardé, she kept, that's the perfect tense. And finally, mon père et moi avons ri. You can see you've got avoir and the past participle of rire, that's the perfect tense. In Salome's text, you had et, the verb être, in the present tense. Then et again, present tense of être. Then you had the verb voir, avoir, pardon, il y a in the present tense. Then Salome used l'année dernière, last year. So here you can predict that it's going to be in the past tense. And it is in the past tense. You can see a joué, that's the perfect tense. Has played. Yeah. Always the auxiliary verb, either avoir or être, followed by the past participle. The past participle of jouer is E accent going up because it's a regular ER verb. And jouer is not a Mrs. Van der Tram verb, so obviously we use avoir. Then you had je suis allé, the verb aller in the perfect tense. Aller is a Mrs. Van der Tram verb, so we used the auxiliary verb être. Then on a vu, that's the verb voir in the perfect tense. On a dansé, that's the verb danser in the perfect tense. J'ai adoré, that's the verb adorer in the perfect tense. J'ai vu, that's the verb voir in the perfect tense. Then c'était, that is the imperfect, okay? We've said that before. Faisait was the imperfect tense as well, okay? And then on a dansé, that was danser in the perfect tense. And these were all the verbs in the text. So when your teacher, Mrs. Denhart, or myself insist on conjugation, it is because, as you can see, within just one paragraph, see how often we use verbs and how much variety of tenses there is. In GCSE, it's very important that you conjugate your verbs correctly. And as you can see, there's usually one or two verbs in each sentence. And if you make mistakes on these, you cannot get a high grade. So it's very important that you learn your conjugation, okay? If you have any question on conjugation, you can ask your teacher for clarifications. Ok, on continue. On a atteint tous nos objectifs aujourd'hui. Maintenant, c'est l'heure du plenary. Okay, just from memory, without looking in your book, name 3 French celebrations that do not exist in England. and name 3 English celebrations that do not exist in France. Once you're done, go back in your book to check your answers. Okay, make sure you hand in your work, Year 9. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Au revoir.